You got
Mr. Greg.
some booze in the crowd there.
Ah!
Uh, but it is our homecoming day, so I wanted to go ahead and have somebody talk to us today. We are getting into next week. We're getting into our hospitality and tourism career cluster, and I know that's something that you've been doing a while, and we got some great questions from them. We're going to get to here shortly. But why don't you talk about your journey into getting with Hampton Inn Hotels?
Okay, so just to give you a brief synopsis about me personally. So I grew up in Ellisville, Mississippi, and I was the only child. My mom's name is Peggy Gamage. Are you guys familiar with Ellisville, Mississippi?
No, nobody.
Jones Junior Jones Junior College.
It is where Jones Junior College is.
Okay, that is where I'm from. I graduated there with my physical education degree. And then I went to University of Southern Miss and I gained my bachelor's degree as well too in physical education and coach administration. And that's how I met the wonderful Mr. Greg. And also I went back and got my second degree in hospitality management. And just to kind of give you some details about me, I'm an active member for Dress for Success, Jack and Jill of America of North Mississippi chapter, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and I'm heavy involved in community service in Memphis, Tennessee, and the DeSoto County as well too. So getting to the workforce, I've been in hospitality field since about 18 years with the Hilton brand. I became a director of sales in 2021, this year. But I've always been a sales manager. So now I'm a director of sales for the Hampton Inn in Germantown. And that is in Memphis, Tennessee. Are you guys familiar with that area?
Everybody said yes.
Awesome. So I'm a director of sales. And what I do is I book big events. We have 108 guest rooms at our property. So I book guest rooms only because I don't have any meeting space. But I book guest rooms, people that coming in. So I know you guys probably know about AAU basketball. I book when you have like church events, wedding events. Also, I book when you have corporate events. So say for instance, think of a company that's in Jackson, Mississippi. Think of a company. What's the company? FedEx. All right. I book rooms for FedEx as well too. So I do a lot for as entertaining guests and clients. And they may call me and say, hey, I need 10 rooms or more, because that's what I would do. I would book only 10 rooms or more. And I book a group block at a discounted rate and they stay at my property. And also we don't provide airport shuttle service, but some hotels do. We do have breakfast in the morning time. So I know you guys are probably familiar with Hampton Inns, traveling with your family. We have Wi-Fi, which is an important thing, Wi-Fi. So you can do your work for Mr. Greg. And that's really a synopsis. I entertain clients. And you guys, you have to think about, what do you want to do in your lifestyle? Just think about, the only time the hotel field closed down was probably about a couple of weeks during the pandemic. As you know, everything else shut down. So just think about, the hotel really never closes at all until the pandemic happened. So just think about you generating revenue and having a check throughout the pandemic. Because yes, we receive money from the government. However, that is not always going to be there. So you have to think about your lifelong of supporting your family. So the hospitality probably closed for a week and then it opened back up because people were still traveling, coming in to see their family, coming in to see their friends. And even though we were doing social distance, those are things that they had to do, and they had to have somewhere to stay. Different companies still had to run. People were still flying. People still need places to stay. And the hotel field was still there, and we're still continuing to grow. Yes, people got laid off positions. However, there are job opportunities out there for you. And you're looking at 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure jobs as well. So when you think about what you talk about for is numbers, you're looking at $50,000, 70, 80, 100,000, $200,000 working in the hospitality field. Everybody is not suited and booted to be a nurse and doctor. I'm not saying don't do it, but that was not my destiny. That is not what I wanted to do. Yes, I became a teacher, love the kids. However, I wanted to do something totally different because everybody, when you travel, where do you stay at? You stay in a hotel or you stay with a friend, but you stay in a hotel. And also, not think of the hospitality field as hotels. You have restaurants, you have cruises. That's part of the hospitality field when you travel to like Cancun, the Bahamas. Just thinking at different avenues. You become a general manager that runs the hotel, an AGM that assists the general manager, front desk agent, front desk manager, engineer. So there's different things that you can go into and be successful in life in the hospitality field and still make 5, 6, and 7 figures.
Can you talk about how portable the field is? Because, you're from small town Mississippi and, everybody here is also small town Mississippi. And if they wanted to live in a bigger city and be in a different part of the country, how portable is the industry?
It is very affordable. When I say affordable, right now we're looking for people that want to change their career and path. So what the company is doing is they are giving you sign-on bonuses. They're also helping you to relocate. They're also giving you scholarships if you want to go to college. So you can do this while you're in college and get a management and training program degree for this. So the hotel field is looking for people that are talented, that are friendly, nice, have to have a good time. Do you know how many celebrities that you meet? Like I have met so many celebrities working in this field. So that is a benefit to me because, you read about these people and they're just like us. They're human beings. They have everyday life. However, you build a bond in relationship and they might text you or you can call them and say, hey, I'm coming to your city. And I have like two or three celebrities that I can text and say, hey, I'm coming to your city. It was like, well, let me know if you need anything, I'll take care of you. And that's how you get to meet and bond with people. And also you get to grow. And when you go, say for instance, you're in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm originally from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So my job moved me to Austin, Texas. They paid for it. My job moved me to Nashville, Tennessee. And Greg lived in Clarksdale, Tennessee. So, hey, I had someone there that can help me and guide me and build relationships as well too. And then they moved me to Memphis, Tennessee. So just think of the things that the hospitality field can do. It's not only just one city. They're in multiple cities. They're international as well too. So yes.
And also, if you look at the work hours, I know you said they're always open. If somebody is somebody that wants to work at night, there are a lot of opportunities there. If somebody, wants to work on the weekends part-time, like what type of work schedules are available?
Yeah, so you can work 7 to 3, you can work 3 to 11, you can work, and when I say you can work 7 to 3, that's 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can work 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., or you can work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., or you can work overnight, which is 11 p.m. at night to 7 a.m. in the morning time. However, I am a director of sales. I'm salary. I really don't have a set schedule. I can really go in when I want to. And I have that flexibility because I am networking with my clients. And also it helps me with my family. I'm married, I have 2 kids, and I have a lot of things going on in my life. So as a director of sales, I really don't have a set schedule. And if someone calls me from my kids' school and say, hey, can you come get your child? I can leave. I can work from home. As you can see now, I'm at home. I have an office, a beautiful office. And I have that flexibility. So just think about, as you're growing up in life, what flexibility that you want to have. Now, if you become a GM, you're there all the time. all the time. But just think about, you're making 6 figures to seven figures. So you're making about as much as me, more than me, to be honest with you, more than me, because I'm not going to give you my whole life. So that's more like someone that is, you can be married with kids or you can be single, but just think about, you're young, you have that flexibility, and they will work with you. So those are basically the time. You can work part-time, you can work 10 hours in 1 week and just reap the benefits. And when I say reap the benefits is employee discounts staying at hotels. So just to kind of give you an insight, I am an employee. I get employee discounts. I can go stay at the Hampton Inn for $39 if it's available. I can go stay at an upscale hotel, and kind of give you an idea, Waldorf Astoria, it might be 50 or 60 some dollars. Where can you go stay at a hotel upscale for that amount of money? That's a benefit as being an employee. Now, for friends and family, I do get to share my discount with my friends and family, and it's based on availability. So sometimes that ranges around maybe about 60, 80, $100. So their friends and family rate is a little bit more expensive, but just think about being an employee and you can work 10 hours in a week and just get those benefits. So that can be a part-time job for you. And you can move up the ranks by part-time by showing your work ethic, your experience. So I know Mr. Greg is teaching you guys how to be professional. And I know your parents are doing the same thing as well, but just be kind to others as you want them to be kind to you as well. Because you have to think about, your first impression is your last impression. And that's how you build relationships, on how you present yourself in the initial process and at the end.
Oh, absolutely. And then can you also talk about the other hotel chains you work for?
Yes. So okay, as you know, I work at the Hampton Inn. There are other chains within Hilton brand. So you guys need to look up Google. And I know you be on Snapchat and Facebook and other little Twitter. I know you're on the Twitter. Twitter's like 1979. But anyway, the little social groups, TikTok, but look up Hilton brands. And you can see that there are just the Hilton Hotel, DoubleTree, Embassy Suites. I used to work at the Embassy Suites. It's an all-suite property. It has an indoor pool. And Hilton Garden Inn, home to True. True has that feeling of like the dorm room setting. Also, you have the Ritz, not the Ritz Carlton, so Waldorf Historian, that's in Orlando, Chicago, all the upscales. The Hilton Curio boutique hotels. We also have boutique hotels as well too. So you don't have to work at a Hampton Inn. You can go to the other upscale properties that we have as well too, and build your life, build your image, build your dream.
So yeah, if you wanted to live in a big tourist, a tourist type city, and especially when you're younger, the opportunities are there in this industry. Oh, and like
Yes.
I said, I don't know what type of footprint Hilton has on the cruise lines, but they need hotel people on the cruise lines, and if you want to travel all the time, they need people to work on those.
Yes, just think about being, Hilton doesn't have anything with cruise lines, but they have Hilton Vacations as well. But just think about the cruise line too. I want to throw emphasis on that, like Mr. Griggs stated. You can go live on a boat for weeks. And just think about, I want you to think about you living on a boat. Okay, so I'm not saying stay home with your mom, but I'm just saying, if you stay home with your mom or your parents or whoever, and you are traveling during a weekday, do you know how much money you can save and you can earn? Because they're paying for everything for you. They're paying to feed you. They're paying for you to stay on the boat, and you might be going to different places around the country and you're getting paid to work. That's it. So just think about the hospitality field is another option of something that you can do. Working in the restaurant. And it's nothing wrong with working in a restaurant, because you can be a waiter, you can be a server. However, you're still meeting different people, and your work ethics, they will see that. And they're like, hey, you want to go work for me? And you might be a manager in a restaurant. So it's nothing wrong with working in a restaurant. It's nothing wrong working on a cruise boat. It's nothing wrong working in the hospitality field. You're all getting paid.
Yeah, I can tell you, as somebody that worked in restaurants for 12 years, there's a lot of money to be made.
Yes,
It's
the
a
tips.
full-time job. That's the reason I held on as long as I did. And I know we got 14, 15, 16-year-olds in here, and they think Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell is the place to work. But man, you want to make some real money, work in a real restaurant, and it's amazing how much money you'll make.
Yes, you make and I know Mr. Greg knows because people will tip you for you can't get kindness anymore. People are not kind. So I want to say to you guys is continue to show and be a light, be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. Just think about the reward at the end, how people will bless you for being kind. Like I get blessed all the time. And it's not that I'm looking for anything. It's just a simple fact. That's how I was raised. And I love what I do. You want to wake up every morning and you want to love what you do. And I commend Mr. Greg for loving what he does to come spend his time with you guys. And I know you probably love Mr. Greg as well too.
I don't know if they all agree with you on that one. But I do got some great questions here. And these are all ninth graders. And these are great questions. This first one is from Javarius Carson. And he asked, do you get tired of cleaning up bathrooms and cleaning up after people?
Well, Mr. Carson, you know what? I'm director of sales at the hotel, so I hardly ever have to do that. However, when I do, I think about it as it's like my home. So when you go home, do you clean up your bedroom? Do you clean up your bathroom? If you don't, you're not going to love it. But if you do, that means you have a lot for its work ethics because it might feel redundant, like you shouldn't have to, but I enjoy what I do. So no, I really don't. And it doesn't bother me at all when I have to. But if it's something that you dread doing, don't like doing it, I advise you to never become a housekeeper.
But if you're in management at a hotel and the housekeeper doesn't show up, you got to do it.
You got to go clean it. And I've done it. I had to go inspect rooms. And this is what I look at it. I look at it as like it's not an everyday duty that I have to do. But if I have to, you want to be a team player. You want to be a team player. And you don't know where that will put you. If your manager see that you're cleaning the room and they see that you have that potential, you don't know how that can get you a raise, bonus, promotion. We give awards, employee of the year. I've gotten employee of the year several times for the Hilton. Just doing what I know is best, let my light shine. So if it's cleaning toilets, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Hi.
And then also, in a manager in any field, even outside the hospitality industry, if you're going to train your staff, you got to be the best at it.
Yes.
And I know it sucks, but it's something that, you got to get the reviews or you're going to lose customers.
Yes, that's right. Cleanliness.
This is an interesting question. This is Madison Collins. And she asked, if you have to be there overnight and your shift is really long, do you have a place to sleep?
Well, unfortunately, you don't have a place to sleep. That's why you actually go to sleep before you come to work. So she's basically talking about the overnight shift, which is 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. To be honest with you, you should always pick a shift that you know that you are comfortable with, that your body is comfortable with. Have I worked night audit before? Yes. And to be honest with you, I loved it. It helped me do homework for college because I worked overnight. I did homework. It helped me to do research. I was on their internet. I was using their lights. So I actually like it. And it's peace and quiet. No one's bothering you. You might have one or two people might call you, but you lock the door at nighttime and you just do your job and you're doing night audit. So you're running night audit. Night audit only takes you an hour. So you come to work at 11 p.m., you get off at 7. You're only doing one hard thing, and that's running the night audit. It only takes you an hour to do it. So just think about all that other time that you have to do, but you get all your rest in the evening time. So no, you don't get to go sleep.
This is Jakaya Fields, and she asked, how often do you encounter rude people coming into the hotel?
To be honest with you, every day. But you have to think about, you never know what that person is going through. And sometimes you are able to capture that moment and help that person to realize that they're being rude. And you may not be able to capture that moment. However, you should never let that person steal your joy, because you are who you are. And that doesn't, someone's attitude doesn't dictate my day. I allow God to dictate my day. I allow my family to dictate my day, because I think about what's most important to me. So if you encounter somebody with a bad attitude, you think about what's most important to you, and that will help you be successful in life.
All right, this is Jamarquez Davis, and he asked, "What made you choose to work for the Hilton Hampton Group over other hotels?"
Well, you know what? I had connection. I had a friend that worked within the Hilton brand, and it was like, hey, I think you'd be great in the hospitality field. I had no idea what it was. And this was like in 2002 when I was at the University of Southern Miss. As you hear me stated, I was in physical education. I was a track coach and a teacher at Hadsburg High.
Yep.
So I wanted to do something different. I was like, I don't want to teach the kids. Kids are, they're great. They're great, but I don't want to teach them. So I went back and got a degree in hospitality field, but I started working for the Hampton Inn. But when I started learning that that brand is like Hilton, the owner, God rest his soul, he's no longer living, but he created this brand where you're like a family, and they pay for you to go. They paid for me to go to college. And they also, I got discounts. I got to move up the ranks. So it was a good brand. And so when you think about what brand do you want to work with, if it's at a hotel, if it's at a hospital, always do research on the company, and see what their mission is. If they are about a family, if they're about helping you, encouraging you to grow, that is what you want to stay with. Now, Marriott is a great brand. However, I really don't have that much experience about Marriott, but Hilton is worldwide. It's international, as I stated. Everybody knows Hilton. So I love Hilton.
So yeah, you could start working in Mississippi, and if you wanted to live in Miami, you could get moved to Miami or Las Vegas. You know,
Yes.
all the big cities that people want to live in, they have Hilton jobs if you're willing to work.
Yes.
This is
California.
oh yeah, all of them. This is Keisha Daughtry, and she asks, when you're working at a hotel, how do you prioritize tasks?
So what I do is I make sure I come to work knowing what my day is going to start off. So I come to work, and my office is always, I make sure when I leave each day, my office is clean. So I come to a nice, clean office. And I start off saying, hey, I'm gonna answer my voicemails and answer my emails. I start those tasks every day to be in a routine. I start following up with clients, and then I have appointments laid out that I might have to go entertain with a client, or I might have somebody come to the hotel to tour the hotel. And also, I go to the front desk and I entertain with my coworkers as well too. And I just let them know if they need anything, just let me know. So it's, you plan your day throughout the day. I put everything on the calendar, and not say it's going to be planned that way, because you're always going to have interruptions. That is what life is about. But you have to get back on task. So I always, if you, no matter where you work, just remember, and it may not be the same for you, my lunch break is an hour. I take my lunch break at 11:30 to 12:30 or 12 to 1. So in between that time, I know that's my lunch break, because you're entitled to an hour lunch break when you work so many hours. Remember that. And so that's how I plan out my life in my day. Every day is not the same. However, me coming to work with my office clean, me answering my voicemails and my emails, that is a daily routine every day. So just think about how long that's going to take you. I have to run reports on Monday. So I take care of that on Monday. Then Tuesday, I set time. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is when I kind of go out and entertain my clients or have people over with. And on Friday, I'm kind of winding up my week and making sure everything's in order. So that is how I prioritize my day at work, but I also prioritize my life as well too, because you have to think about, you might be, you might have kids, you may not have kids, but you got to be able to multitask. I'm not saying everything is going to be peaches and cream every day. No, it's not. However, you just have to learn how to take it day by day, because you have to remember, if you're dead and gone, they're going to find somebody else to do it.
You're right. Now, one thing we hadn't talked about is, can you talk about your experience at Jones Junior College and why a community college may be the best path? Because we have a great relationship here with Holmes and Hines, and we've actually had a few Velma Jackson students go to Jones. But can you talk about the advantages of going to community college after high school?
Yes. So as you heard me say earlier, my mom was a single parent. She didn't make a whole lot of money. However, I didn't want to put that on my mom's plate, having to carry my load. My GPA wasn't high enough. Yes, I graduated high as honors. And just to kind of give you an idea, my ACT score was a 16, and I didn't get any scholarships. So I went to Jones Junior College. I got a Pell Grant. It paid for my schooling. And as I continued to progress in Jones Junior College, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to get my credits, but I wanted to get a degree, because maybe I wasn't fit for a university. So I wanted to look at that option that, if I go to junior college or trade school, I will get a degree. I have something to show for my work. And then maybe I can decide if I want to go to university, because your credits transfer to a university if you go to Jones. And to be honest with you, it's not as stressful. It's easy. And you meet so many different people at a junior college. And I actually loved it. It wasn't too far from my home. I commuted to my house and back to school every day. So, and I got free money from school. So I didn't have any debt, none whatsoever. And I stayed in the area. So that's the reason why I wanted to go to Jones Junior College, because I didn't have any debt when I got ready to graduate. And I didn't have a scholarship. Pell Grant took care of everything. So just look at that is not because you want to go to a university, because I want you to remember everything. You might get a full scholarship, but just remember, they may not cover your books. It may not cover your dorm if you're at a university. So you still have to come out of your money paying for loans regardless when you graduate. But that junior college experience helped me get my GPA up. So I graduated with a Jones Junior College with a 3.8 GPA. And then I went to the university. So when I went to the university, since I had a high degree, I was able to get a partial scholarship. It wasn't full, but just a partial scholarship. So that's what helped me. So just letting you know that when you go to junior college, you may not have a scholarship. However, if you work hard, you have a high GPA, graduate honors, you can get a scholarship. And I'm just going to be frankly honest with you. I don't feel like I was the smartest kid in high school. I really didn't know what I really wanted to do, to be honest with you, but I had great friends to say, hey, you going to college? And I'm like, huh? Going to college? No, I ain't going to college. So I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had great friends to encourage me, saying, you need to take the ACT test. And I took my ACT test. Don't you wait at all.
Oh, they
I
get
took
free.
the ACT.
Now they get free ACT. They get free ACT
Oh,
during the school day.
awesome. So you guys better take
We needed
advantage of that.
Where was that when we needed it?
Say it again.
Where was that when we needed it? They get a free ACT 3 times during the school day in high school.
Oh, wow. Take advantage of that. That is money that you can save. And that is like, it's helping you. And I want to tell you this as well. College may not be for everyone. However, there are trade schools that you can go to. And if you have a gift that God has blessed you with, trade, fixing things, fixing cars, doing hair, fixing hair. It's a trade. I say go to school.
The scholarships at the junior colleges also apply to the trade programs. So
yes, they do.
ACT score, you can go and get. We have some students that have gone 2 years and gotten 2 trades, at Holmes Community
Oh, wow.
College, done HVAC and welding, so they're able to do multiple skills and able, making a whole lot of money. You didn't pay a dime to get the training.
Wow. And I would say take advantage of going to a junior college. And it's not because you're staying at home. It's not because you don't want to go there because you're tired of looking at the same people that's in Jackson, Mississippi or Madison or wherever they're at. It's for you. You're not going to see those people every day if you're going to class like you're supposed to. You're thinking about setting up your future and being successful in life. That's how you need to look at it, because going to a junior college is inexpensive. It's when you go to university, that's when it's expensive.
And then if you don't want to look at the same people, go to East Central or Jones. It's still not that far away.
No, it's not at all. So yes, that's the reason why I went to junior college, because I didn't want the debts.
Yeah, and then real quick, give us, because I have multiple people and I hear multiple views on this. You did attend Jackson State and Southern Miss, and you graduated from Southern Miss. Why did you prefer Southern Miss over Jackson State?
Well, one reason, okay, when I went to Jackson State in 2001, and I left in 2002. I went to Jackson State and I was homecoming queen for the physical education department. I really enjoyed it, but I feel like it wasn't for me. And then my grandmother was sick as well too, and I wanted to be back home. I was homesick. And I didn't owe anybody no explanation why I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back because I wanted to. And I felt like that was the best thing for me. And I didn't want to flunk out of school because I wasn't focused at all. And I had friends. I was known. I enjoyed myself. Homecoming queen. I mean, hey, for the physical education department, what more can you ask for? But I went back to University of Southern Miss is because that's where I'm from. That's where I like go big, go. I mean, I had friends there. And when I went there, I enjoyed it. I networked my teachers. Was I homecoming queen there? No. However, I just really enjoyed it. I had great people to encourage me, and I was close to home. And there are some things at the University of Southern Miss that Jackson State didn't have. They didn't have a hospitality field. So that was one thing I wanted to go back and pursue. So I went back to University of Southern Miss. Now I think Jackson State has a hospitality field. And I'm not just saying USM is a better school than Jackson State. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to find what fits you.
Yeah, it's to find the right program. It's not just about focusing, even though, that's fun, but you need to find the right program for you.
Yes, the right program. I had a scholarship at Jackson State. I got a partial from a friend. They helped me get a scholarship. But it's just that I want to be back at University of Southern Miss, and I got both my degrees there. And you have to find, that's like a job. You have to find what fits you, what makes you happy. Don't do something because somebody else wants you to do it. Look into it, do your research, but do what makes you happy and help you be successful in life. So that's University of Southern Miss is where I went.
Yeah, and we had some great times there.
Yes.
All right, we're almost out of time. I appreciate you making time for us this morning. But me and you are about the same age, but everybody in this room, just like everybody here, you grew up in the country, Black, in Mississippi. But yet you're doing some amazing things in Memphis, Tennessee. So what can these young people do to follow in the same footsteps that you have set, even if they never work in a hotel?
You know what? As I stated earlier, I grew up, my mom raised me. My dad was never there for me. I knew who my dad was, but I didn't want that to define me. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to do something. I wanted to make a difference. So you have to think about when you leave this world, what are people going to say about you? And, that is one of the important things, accountability, because if you leave this world and if you have kids, you know that when they meet your kids, it's like, oh, her mom was great. She was out there, well known in organizations, and that's going to speak for your kids as well too. Did I know, as I say, I'm from Hattiesburg, Ellisville, Mississippi. I didn't know anybody here hardly. I knew 2 people. But do you not know I am here and I'm part of Jack and Jill Incorporated, which helps my kids to meet other kids, to meet doctors, lawyers, people in the work field. I'm setting that tone and presence for my kids. I meet people, as I tell you, that are artists, everyday people. I don't care who you are. I'm still going to talk to you regardless. Your job doesn't define you. It's you define yourself. So you never let no one tell you that you can't do something. So if they do tell you you can't do something, prove them wrong. Say, I know what talents I am blessed with. I know who I can be, and I'm going to set my mind to it, and I'm going to do it. And once you do that, that's going to build up your self-esteem. We're all made different. We're all may not look the same. However, we have one goal, and that is to do right when you know to do right, and to be a leader. And everybody's not made to be a leader. However, you have to just let your light shine regardless, and never let nobody tell you that you can't. And always, if you see somebody's doing wrong to somebody else, you let them know, that's not what you do. How would you feel if somebody did your family or your friends like that? You wouldn't like it at all. So just continue to grow. And like I say, my father was never there, but I had dreams and what I wanted to do, and I have accomplished those things. So don't let anybody stop you from accomplish about what you want to do in life and who you want to be in life. Just build your portfolio, your resume, and to dream big and do big and put those things into place. So I challenge you to write down your short term and your long term. Your short term is what you want to do within maybe a year. Your long term is what you want to do for the rest of your life. So I challenge you to write those things down and to put them into play. And don't let no one stop you from, making your goal.
Yeah, and I'm a resume Nazi. So when they get to do that, when they get older, we're gonna have some good looking resumes.
Yes. And then another thing is, if you ever want to go into this field and want to move to Memphis, Tennessee, just ask Mr. Gray. Hi.
Yeah. I know you guys live on the Mississippi side, and that's one of the fastest growing areas in the country, right there in DeSoto
Yes.
County, right here in Mississippi, and it's a great place to live. And you guys are doing some awesome stuff.
And if he vouched for you, you're good. You're good with me.
All about lists, all about using connections. But we're almost, but we're out of time. I appreciate you making some time for us today. It's always a
You're
pleasure.
welcome. I love you, and be great. Stay great. Have a good day, kids.
All right. See you soon, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.